All right, welcome to the press conference with Grigor Dimitrov following his win in the quarters in Indian Wells. Please raise your virtual hand if you have a question. We'll begin with Craig.
Grigor, two extensive matches, lengthy matches. How are you feeling? And do you feel as if you're running on the smell of an oily rag at the moment rather than a tank of petrol?
Uh, that was a very good one from you. I don't know. I'm wondering how to answer you. Um, Honestly, I don't feel too bad. But I'm glad I'm having a day off tomorrow. Of course, I am. But I was, despite how my body was feeling and everything on the mental state, I was very good, and I think that really helps a lot and helps the body. So I kept on staying throughout the whole match, and I think that was again something um, that I'm just really proud with. Of and like really, I'm trying not to focus on anything else. Just trying to take the positives and what I've done throughout the whole. The whole two matches. I would say yesterday and today.
If I could just ask another couple. Obviously, looking ahead to Cam Norrie, he's played 73 minutes today. What are your thoughts? You played in Miami this year, and he won on that occasion. Do you think the conditions there compared to the conditions here might be a more benefit to you? How do you feel going into that match?
Uh, I mean, obviously he's been doing a very good this year. He's been having great results, and of course, it's not going to be an easy match. That goes without saying. Um, every day is very honestly, every day is very different out here. Like for example, today the ball was jumping a little bit more for some reason. Why cannot explain, but I think not one day is the same, especially out here in the desert. But I'm really gonna really gonna focus on my side of the net and try to build up a plan that I think could be the winning one, and of course just focus on that. Not much else. I don't want to like go that far back, and I was I want to say that I was a different player back then, and there were things that were happening, so I wouldn't really want to go back.
If I can get one last one in,
Yeah.
bit of a milestone match today as well for you. With it being your 100th Masters 1000 victory, it's a decade since you got your first one.
Wow.
Does that? How do you feel about that?
No, no, I didn't know until like everyone started mentioning it now, and really, I'm very humbled. It's such an amazing thing, and I think I'm so thankful to everyone, to everybody that is in the team, that has worked in the team, and last but not least, my family. I mean, I'm gonna. It feels like a very I, I want to say surreal because I never thought coming into turning pro that I'm gonna have a, let's say, 100 matches on such a level. But I'm very happy, very fortunate to be able to put myself in that position over and over, especially throughout the tough years and injuries and so on. So it means clearly means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. I'm very humbled on it. It's such a, like, I'm smiling inside. I'm smiling inside, and I think it's a beautiful thing. So I'll keep on going, and hopefully another decade. So
Karen.
Yeah. So, Grigor, congratulations. You won the war today, but Hubie won quite a few of the battles. Talk a little bit about the match, the turning points of it, maybe how challenging it was to be up against him today, and what brought you through.
he served amazing. I haven't told him after the match at the net. I think he's improved. Amazingly on the serve. Like I at some point I had to even guess where he's gonna go. I think that's one of the things. And I mean, he's such a nice guy, and it's so nice to like have him on tour, and like so, always very friendly, very easy to talk to, and we've hit quite a few times against each other in Monaco. So we have a very friendly vibes, all in all, which is great. Yeah, today was a very um I think it was more of a mental match, I would say, for both of us. He knew that I didn't have that much, like, energy in me. He absolutely knew that. I knew that as well. But I was really able to use like a lot of the important points into my favor. Of course, a bit of luck as well with that net call on a set point. And uh what can I say? Even at 5-3, I couldn't even close the match. I was clearly not at my strongest, but I felt throughout the whole time I was able to do something though with the ball, even when I was tired. And I think that really made a big difference. And as you said, yeah, he won quite a few battles throughout the whole match. But when it really came down to the wire, I thought I really executed it well, and I did the right things.
So just to follow up on the mental strength aspect, because you knew, as most of us did going in, that you were suffering at the end of yesterday's match physically.
Mhm.
So when you stepped on court, sort of knowing maybe energy wise you're at a bit of a deficit, how were you able to power through that today up here?
Stay in. Just try to. It's always very hard when the legs are not listening and you don't have enough strength to push off. But if you're clear in your mind and you take the right decision, that's how tennis is. You don't know to the last point. You just don't know what's gonna happen. If you stay in, if you take the right decision, if you simplified everything, because so much is going through your head in moments like that, you I mean, it's such a fine line. You either win or lose when it comes to that point. And of course, I don't want to say that I didn't have a bit of luck. Yeah, of course, I had quite a bit of luck here and there, but um, I earned to be in those positions to let's say to go for certain shots and to really put the players in a position that it's uncomfortable for them, and you still need to do the work till then.
Chris.
Grigor, congratulations.
Thank you.
You talked about being pain-free in your post-match interview on court, and I wanted to ask you, how much of a role does it play for you in terms of playing at that level with that type of physicality and really that kind of patience too on this slow surface? How much of a role does being pain-free play in your success, the success you've been having these last few weeks in San Diego and Indian Wells?
I think huge. I would say also consistency. Um, Consistency has been the key. It's especially here. San Diego was like quite like much faster in the surface here, and here the ball jumps, is more grippy. You need to grind off through a little bit more. So of course, in particular here really adds up. And but I would say the biggest thing is consistency. You try to find that balance between playing, practicing, resting, eating, sleeping. So those I'm a strong believer in all those things. I think if you do them the right way, if you really focus on the right on the right like sort of protocol of how you want to go on and about, and like you don't try to get influenced by what somebody else does or like what you've seen somebody else might have done in the past. I think it's where you're gonna sort of build yourself up and establish yourself a little bit more in your own path, which I'm a big believer in as well. And yeah, I think this past weeks, not only days, I would say weeks, I've been just doing things for what I think it's important to me, and the things that are important for my game, and that's it. Nothing else. I mean, nothing more.
Thanks.
Last question, back to Karen.
Sorry, I struggle with the mute button.
Yeah.
So going back to San Diego, you had a rather young opponent, a college student, August, that you played. Obviously, you dominated that match, but at the same time, it seemed like he had a lot of guts to even get out there and step on court with you, because I think he only had a couple hours to even know and prepare to get out there. Can you just talk a little bit
Yeah.
about that?
Well, I had a night that night, to be honest. Like everything was like flowing for me, and I was flying all over the court. I had lots of, I don't know, for some reason I had like lots of energy. I was reading everything the right way, and it was very hard to really switch like from one player to the other that quick. But a couple of days ago, actually, I met him in the I'd say in the locker room. He's like, "Hi, my name is August." I'm like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" I was like, "I saw your match." So I was like, "Listen, well done." He had a match point. I remember the last round, and I was like, "Man, keep on going. This is great." Like I was very happy for him. And then when they told me, he's like, "Hey, you gotta play this guy," I was like, "Oh man." So we kind of had like a good laugh about it. But I must say he actually he's a very good player. I just at the point I was at the point that I just really didn't give him anything to do out there on the court. Like was taking everything early. I was moving around the ball. I was kind of closing on every shot that I had an opportunity. So again, I had a very nice, very good night. Like everything was going sort of on my way and all that. But um, I mean, if he keeps on going this way and puts in the right work, and it was so nice to see the support behind him. I think the whole team and everyone was there. So it was actually, uh, I really appreciated that type of atmosphere a lot. And I was even after the matches, it was so nice to see like despite whatever was happening out there on the court, like he had that support. And I told him after the match to just really, really appreciate that, use it, because it's so hard when you're out there and sometimes it feels lonely on the court, and you get out there and you have a tough match, but they kept on rooting for him, and it was very nice to see. I was very happy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you.
Grigor.
Thank you.